Hello, welcome to my fandom documentary. I have created this documentary to discuss the Teddy Ruxpin franchise and its fandom. Some of you may be thinking, what is Teddy Ruxpin? Teddy Ruxpin is an animatronic talking toy created in 1985. He talks with a cassette player. Some coding on the cassette tells Teddy to move his mouth to dialogue and song lyrics in the tape, and blink his eyes too. The tapes were paired with books that included illustrations matching the dialogue on the tape. He was created by Ken Forsey and his company, Alchemy 2. Ken came up with the idea for a talking teddy bear. Him and his team at Alchemy 2 realised that a generic teddy bear could be easily copied and wouldn't be appealing to a general audience, especially since the technology would be pretty expensive in a toy. Ken introduced the character of Teddy Ruxpin to his team at Alchemy 2, and they agreed it would be a good fit. When a prototype was shown to Don Kingsborough, a former Atari salesman, he saw the potential in the product and helped to get Teddy on shelves within 9 months. He founded a company who manufactured Teddy called Worlds of Wonder, or WOW. Alchemy 2 decided on Phil Barron for the voice of Teddy. Unfortunately, by 1991, Worlds of Wonder had become bankrupt due to creating too much stock of their toys and not being able to sell all of it. So, you know what Teddy Ruxpin is, but wait, there's a fandom? Yes, there is a fandom surrounding Teddy. However, it's a small fandom. The fandom has existed since at least the 2000s. However, there isn't much information from that time, as many websites from that era have been lost to time. Early YouTube videos can still be seen with Teddy being included, and he has been referenced in modern TV shows. So, now you know there is a fandom. You're probably wondering, why is there a fandom around Teddy? Teddy is a warm, caring character who is non-judgmental, so many people find the character comforting. There are many other characters too, and Teddy's friends are all kind individuals like him. Grubby, Teddy's best friend, being a fan favourite for his good-natured personality. There are villains of course too. There's Tweeg, a more cartoony villain whose main goal is to be rich, and Quella, a more threatening villain whose main goal is to gain the 6 powerful crystals, important artifacts in the franchise. The world building and storytelling is also engaging. The story mostly takes place in the land of Grundo. It begins when Teddy and Grubby go on a journey to Grundo after Teddy discovers the treasure map that has been his family for a long time. On this journey, the two meet many new friends. They encounter Newton Gimmick, an inventor who sticks with the two throughout the rest of the series. He created the airship, a boat that has a suspended bag filled with hot air so it can fly. Eventually, Teddy and his friends find the treasure, that being the crystals. Each crystal has a specific ability. Teddy, Grubby and Gimmick discover throughout the series. A TV series, The Adventures of Teddy Ruxpin, was created 2 years after the toy in 1987. It goes more in depth into the lore than the books or tapes for the toy. There is also a large repair and collecting aspect in the fandom. There are 3, technically 4 versions of the original 1985 Teddy. Generation 1 Teddys have a metal cassette player and 3 servo motors with gears inside. An early variant of this generation was made with no screws on the cassette player. This variant was recalled due to playback issues with the cassette player and discontinued. The second generation has a plastic cassette player and 3 servo motors that use belts instead of gears. The third generation has a battery cover that opens with a hinge instead of being completely removable like the others. It has a plastic cassette player and uses 2 servo motors instead of 3. This is due to Worlds of Wonder using cheaper materials towards the end of the company's existence. Not only are there different generations, there are also different factories. For example, this Generation 2 Teddy I have was made in China and comes from the OK factory. There was also a toy of Grubby that was made that connects to Teddy with a cord and speaks with him. There are 3 generations of him too. There was also a smaller version of Teddy made by WOW. This Teddy uses tape cartridges instead of regular cassettes. Not only is there a Worlds of Wonder release of Teddy, but there are other companies who try to make Teddy too. Play School, Yes Entertainment, Backpack Toys, and Wicked Cool Toys. We'll get back to that one later. There are also specific types of tapes that collectors look for that are harder to find, such as display tapes used in stores to demonstrate Teddy to consumers, and dub tapes, tapes made for non-English speaking audiences, the most popular of these being Japanese. The fandom also educates each other on the repair and restoration of Teddy Ruxpin toys. Because of the toy being 40 years old as of this year, 2025, many are broken and need repairs. Here are a few of the most common issues. Worn out belts in the cassette player can cause things like slow, distorted audio, or even the spool of tape not spinning at all. Secondly, pinch rollers in the cassette player are commonly dented, causing a hiccup sound in the audio. Another common issue is the motors becoming stuck from Teddy not being used and having to manually rotate the motors so they can eventually move on their own. Fandom members often post repair tutorials and show updates on their repairs. The fandom is also extremely creative, making art of the franchise too. The franchise is built around creativity, so many members of the fandom are artists. Because of the character's unique character design, fans often create their own interpretations of them. Now, if you remember, I said I'd get back to the Wicked Cool Toys Teddy Ruxpin. This Teddy was released in 2017. As you can see, this Teddy looks very different compared to the other ones. Instead of having reddish brown fur and brown eyes, his eyes are blue and his fur is light brown. He also has a different outfit with orange shirt, beige jacket and jeans. This Teddy uses an app to display the original illustrations and connects to the app with Bluetooth. His eyes are also screens. This Teddy was not really liked much by fans. This is mostly due to an unnecessary design change, lack of physical books, and bad app design. There was also a Target exclusive version made with an outfit similar to Teddy's original one, but it's orange instead of red. This version was also exclusively sold in one store, so he wasn't as accessible as the other version. There was also an upgraded version that came with books, however there were only a few included in the box. In 2021, a short trailer was released. This trailer was of an upcoming but eventually cancelled series starring Teddy Ruxpin.
Oh, hi there, friend! It's me, Teddy Ruxpin!
Unfortunately, the Teddy Ruxpin shown in the trailer used the design of the 2017 toy, with a blue shirt instead of an orange one. This was already a red flag to most fans, but most were initially excited to get a new show relating to Teddy, since there wasn't one since the 1987 cartoon. However, this trailer would include Teddy with a new voice and animation that was stiff and unlively.
What are my thoughts on that voice? It's too loud, it's obnoxious to me. For someone that was a Teddy fan, it's almost like they never listened to a single Teddy story. Teddy's voice never gets loud like that. Teddy's behaviors aren't that bombastic. They're not that zippy, right? Teddy is quiet, he's gentle. Even when he's laughing, he laughs in a gentle way. Even when he's being urgent, it never raises above a certain level of volume. So to see him here kind of just doing a commercial, it's really jarring.
The Teddy shown throughout had a loud and upbeat voice, unlike Teddy's original voice by Phil Barron, that was soft-spoken and inviting. Fans disliked this change. They did consider that it was a trailer and Phil may not have been available for the role, but the voice used didn't resemble Teddy's original voice at all. Along with this, fans found the most disrespectful thing about the trailer was a lyric change in the Teddy Ruxpin theme, "Come Dream With Me Tonight."
Come dream with me tonight.
The lyrics in the song were changed to "Come Dream With Me Today."
Come dream with me today.
Come Dream With Me Tonight is an instantly recognizable song. Unfortunately, you don't hear Come Dream With Me Tonight, you hear Come Dream With Me today. Why?
Fans were upset by this, as Ken Forsey, who actually wrote the song, had passed away in 2014. Fans were upset that an important part of Ken's legacy was changed. To talk more positively about Ken's legacy, here's an interview I did with another Teddy Ruxpin fan, Jake, about why he enjoys the fandom of Teddy Ruxpin and the franchise as a whole. First question, what made you discover Teddy Ruxpin?
Well, I was originally in the Furby fandom in 2016 when Furby Connects came out, and a lot of people in the fandom were interested in Teddy Ruxpin, and I was friends with them, and that made me get interested in Teddy Ruxpin. So I just kind of did some research and got into Teddy Ruxpin from that.
Okay, and what do you enjoy most about the franchise then?
Just how amazing Teddy is. It was just such an amazing thing for back in that time. It's just so advanced, and especially for the time, and I think it's something that everyone should be able to bond over in the fandom.
Okay, so who is your favorite character in the franchise then?
It is either Teddy or the Fobs. I really like the Fobs.
Yeah, the Fobs are absolutely adorable. So, what is your favorite piece of media, like tape, cartoon episode?
Tweakets the Tweezels. It's just my favorite. You can't go wrong with it.
Okay, and how do you interact with the fandom?
I try to help people when they need it, and I also like posting videos to help people, and I like making videos of my refurbishments and everything, and everyone's very nice, and I try to be nice back, and it's all just a very pleasant fandom to be in.
Yeah, so, what's your experience just with, other members of the fandom then?
They're all very, very nice. They are very helpful. They try to help as best as they can whenever there's issues with Teddy or Grubby or anything, and tape and any playback issues. They're all just very nice and helpful.
So, what do you enjoy just doing most as a general member of the fandom then?
I like helping people and making new friends out of the fandom, and I also just like working on Teddies. They bring me a lot of joy. It's like a major coping mechanism for me, just being able to have Teddy.
Okay, so final question. What is your favorite or dream item in your collection, or that you would like to own in your collection?
I'd say a recall Teddy, even though I already have 3 and I'm getting a 4th one. They're definitely my favorites because there's just they all have a slightly different color shade, and it's really unique because I have one of the darkest Teddies I've ever seen, and then one of the lightest Teddies I've ever seen I also have, and they're both recalls, and it's so weird how they can be from the same part of release and be different colors.
Yeah, so thank you for the interview then.
Of course.
As of now, the Teddy Ruxpin fandom is at a good place. Despite it being a small fandom, fans are still active in the community, posting videos, art, and more online. As of 2025, a Teddy Ruxpin movie has been announced to be in production. Fans are showing their hopefulness that the movie will be a good representation of Teddy's character. Discussion of the lore and characters is still common, with people sharing their opinions on different characters, their original characters, ideas about lore elements such as the crystals, and different locations in the series. I hope you enjoyed my discussion of the fandom. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.